Hi, we're Good Old Joel, and we are doing an interview with Tour Press Force.
Monica with Tour Press Force, and yeah, we're here with Good Old Joe. Guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do in the band.
I'm Brandon. I'm the rhythm guitarist and the vocalist for Good Old Joel.
I'm Cameron Wilson. I'm lead guitarist and bassist for Good Old Joel.
I'm Max Molman. I'm the drummer.
Okay, right, and I hear you guys are an indie alternative rock band?
Mm-hmm. We're like a mix between like a 90s Midwest emo sound and math rock with punk influence for the vocals. So we're kind of just like a big melting pot of a bunch of different genres because we can't decide.
You can't decide. And I hear you guys are going to be coming up with several singles and recording an album later this quarter?
Yeah, so we're going to be releasing 3 singles in between now, January 17th, and mid-March. And then in mid to late March, we're going to be releasing our full-length album, or our first full-length album, and it's going to be entitled Pointless Talks and Meaningless Conversations, so look out for that. It's coming soon, finally. Yeah.
Excellent. Where are you guys going to record?
So we were recording with our good buddy Matt Alderwood in the band Troubled Minds. He's a really, really talented dude with a bunch of really cool gear, and he's been doing the recording thing for a long time. And so we were really excited to actually, you know, support the local engineers here and get a good sound with a guy who plays very similar music to us. So I'm really excited about it. We're all really excited about it. It's been a good experience so far.
So where do you plan to do your release party?
So I'm hoping either the Rebel Lounge or we want to do Rebel Lounge or
Private Trunks.
Or Trunk Space, yeah, either the Trunk Space or the Rebel Lounge. I'd really like to do it at the Trunk Space specifically because they've supported us from day one. They really gave us a lot of attention that we really wanted early on, and they're just a bunch of really, really cool guys over there, and we really like them. All volunteer based, you know, and the owner is great. I'm really glad that they got a new, more spacious venue.
Yeah,
you know,
we're excited to play there at the new venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear they recently went into nonprofit status, so they've done a lot of community support work. That's awesome.
Yeah, they have gone into nonprofit, which was really cool. I saw that original crowdfunding source, and I instantly jumped on that, and I saw that a lot of people did too. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, cool. So how did you guys come together? How did you?
Okay, so we are a classic high school rock band.
Right on. Yeah.
So I met Max Molmed. Well, let's go back even farther. I met this guy. We were in 6th grade. It's the first year I met him, and we've been best friends ever since. And then I switched schools to the art school, New School for the Arts and Academics, and met this crazy guy my freshman year.
Crazy guy.
Yeah, and I picked up guitar my freshman year, and in my sophomore year I wanted to start getting into like the whole band thing, so I joined a contemporary class, and he happened to be one of the drummers, and I just noticed instantly, I'm like, God, this guy is crazy at drums. He plays really hard, he plays really fast and really technically, and I really wanted to make music with him, so I talked to him before winter break one day of my sophomore year. And I was like, hey man, you know, just joking around, we should start a band, you know? He's like, haha, yeah, whatever, dude. And so we go on winter break, and I come back, and the day we got back from winter break, I come up to him and I'm like, no, really, do you want to start a band? And he's like, all right, let's think about it a little bit. And then do you want to explain how you actually joined the band? So he was originally going to say no.
Yeah. Oh man. Was this 2015 or 2016?
This is 2015.
Okay, so 2 years. Yeah.
That's been 2 years.
Yeah. And then Brandon just told me about it.
Yeah, he started picking up guitar really fast. I noticed that he really had a knack for it because he saw that I was playing guitar. He had a couple buddies that were playing guitar, and he started getting into some really cool bands like Pink Floyd, and all those guys, and he just picked up the guitar and started shredding. And so I told him about it, I asked Max, and we all decided to meet up and and jam a little bit, and we just started instantly creating a lot of stuff. So really good
Very
chemistry.
cool.
Yeah.
Were you all three from New School from the Arts and Academics?
No, I'm from Shut.
Public school normie over here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I heard you guys played the prom last year at New School for the Arts and Academics as well.
Yeah.
How was that? Prom band.
That was a really fun show.
That was a fun show. That was an interesting show because, so at the time, we had a bassist who was on the out. We had a little bit of a bass problem in the start of good old Joel.
Yeah. Now we just learned to forget it.
Deal with it. We just forgot about bass. We had our buddy playing bass for us, and we noticed that he was kind of falling off of it. So we had another bassist come in who was actually helping us record at the time, which didn't end up coming to fruition, obviously. But so we had him practicing with us. So we had one of our bassists, our old bassist, play the beginning of the show. Then the other bassist played the last half of the show.
Oh, wow.
It was really awkward.
It was a really interesting show.
I would have loved to see
That was crazy. And I forgot my whole pedal board at home.
Oh yeah, and we were late too. We're always late. We're
not always late.
We're not always late.
Fashionably, right?
But yeah, that was fun.
So then you're going into the studio. Who's recording your bass tracks for this upcoming album? Right on. So you're the dual rhythm and bassist.
Yeah, he's lead and bassist.
Yeah.
So then when you're playing live, do you have one of those tracks like running in the background with you?
No,
Plays both.
I just play both.
How do you do that simultaneously?
I'm just tall.
I'm trying to imagine.
So basically what happens with him a lot of the times is he'll play bass on the tracks. So there are a couple tracks where he just doesn't play bass, where we have enough bassy guitar to fill the room. And then there are other tracks where he plays bass and then takes solos and plays bass. So he wears often two instruments at the same time, which is a really cool
Oh, really?
little,
Wow.
Yeah, that's an upgrade to it.
Yeah, he's really pissed off about it too because it's really heavy and awkward.
Yeah.
We were practicing this morning and he was like, can I just not do this anymore? He's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So you need some kind of is there an existing instrument like this already
Yep.
where you can play bass and
we've
rhythm
been
at the same?
We've been looking, gonna
Maybe
get a
we'll
cheap
see that at NAMM this week. you
Yeah,
know?
maybe, yeah.
So writing, like where do the concepts come from? Who does it originate with? What's your writing process like?
So we all have a fairly equal part in the writing process. So we're not really like an average band to where like one guy, writes all the music and the other guys just learn it, sort of a thing. Often how we work, I feel like the best songs come from one of us presents an idea and the rest of the band, like he adds a part, like for example, oftentimes I'll present an idea and he'll add a new harmony or a new part that'll just completely change the form of the song.
Yeah, we sort of work with each other.
Yeah, to develop different ideas.
Like if we have an input or something, we'll work around it and we'll try to adapt all of our inputs into one song.
And Max also plays guitar, so he puts out as much. We're going to be playing 2 songs tonight that were actually written by Max, and he's an amazing writer, an amazing drummer, and I think we're all really fortunate to. I think we're all really fortunate to. That guy's having too much fun. I think we're all really fortunate to be in a place where we all have, I believe, equal creative freedom at all times. And already, we have the first album laid out, but our writing style is always evolving, always changing.
Writing
So
some newer stuff now, more like experimental.
yeah, we're getting a little bit more experimental, a little bit more willing to step out of our comfort zone.
Sure, so how are you capturing that music? Are you using some kind of application to write it in or just record the tracks?
It's called phones.
Phones.
We record it on our phones. 'cause
The
Super
voice.
low tech.
A bunch of unnamed voice memos that we just kind of search through.
There's literally like it's like
And we lose track on a lot of them, so we'll like find old ideas that we wrote like a year ago.
Yeah, and we'll be
that's
like, oh,
actually
we
not
need to
too
bring
bad.
this back. Like, because what's funny is that we always end up hating our music. No matter what song it is, once we start playing it, we're like, God, I hate this song. And we just need to move on to the next one. And sometimes we'll get like process where we're writing together and we'll just hate it in the middle of writing it. And we'll leave it, and then we'll come back to it like a few months or a year later, and we'll really like it with new ideas.
Perspective.
Yeah.
New like, so we can make something
Cool. Influences. I imagine each of you have a different influence that you bring to the
So so basically, one of the main things we tried to capture in this band was trying not to have too much inspiration. So what me and Max were talking about originally when we started this band is just writing when you feel something. You know, don't force the writing, don't force don't force the creativity. Just let your emotions kind of play into the guitar. And I know that sounds really fucking cheesy, but really, like, just whenever you're upset, whenever you're happy, whenever you're feeling something, just pick up an instrument and start playing. But you can definitely hear some of our influences, just natural influences in it. I'm really influenced by Nirvana and a lot of punk bands like Minor Threat and Black Flag and Anti-Flag and all those guys. And Cameron's influenced by Pink Floyd and Joy Division and a lot of the more classic bands. So you really hear that like kind of experimental 70s vibe coming out of his sound. And a lot of good tone. He's a tone freak, man. And then we got the math rock genius over here. 90s math rock genius over here. Yeah, calculus.
The rhythm calculus.
Like American football is definitely a really, really big influence to us. This Town Needs Guns is a new emo band that's around that we're really influenced by. So I think that all comes out.
Excellent. Well, it's been really cool to meet up with you tonight. Is there anything that you guys want to put out there? I think you said you're doing a show next Wednesday, and I know I saw something on Facebook for February 21st. What's coming up in the next week or month or so?
So in the next week, January 25th, it's a Wednesday, we're going to be having a show right here at 51 West. And then on February 21st, we're going to be playing a really, really cool show with a lot of cool bands like Westbrook at the Rebel Lounge. And that's going to be really fun. I'm really excited about that. But we always have shows coming to us, house shows. So just look us up on Facebook, Good Old Joel Band, GOODOLJOEL. A lot of people, but look us up on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll have music out on Spotify and iTunes and SoundCloud and Bandcamp within the next 2 months. So
great. Well, can't wait to see you guys play live.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
for coming out. Thank you.
Yeah.